walk in his room and dust them off, you hear me? Yo, this is the facts, man. This is facts, man. You understand what I'm saying? This is facts. Right down this block right here. Right down this block right here. You understand what I'm saying? Over here, that's where Frank Lucas had his spot at. Frank Lucas had his spot right here. Right here. Frank Lucas had his spot here. Nigga Slick went in there. Nigga, we bubbling. We bubble Shorty. Shorty, Frank Lucas brother, Shorty. You understand what I'm saying? Shorty, nigga, we got the 15,000. Nigga, Slick got hands this big. Yo, the nigga cupping dice in his hands and throwing it, killing him. Nigga, we walked out that shit after we got that money. We was happy, man. Slick tore me off. You know what I'm saying? He'd drive me, nigga. He ain't hit me what I supposed to get hit with, but he gave me something to keep me from beefing with him. You understand what I'm saying? Right on this block right here. Right on this block right here. This side of the street, this is where Frank Lucas had his spot at. Right here. You understand what I'm saying? This school right here, I was the only one come to school with mid coach rapping to the ground. You understand what I'm saying? And she was one of my first girls that's down with my team. Cause I had an all-girl team. Girls were magnificent hustlers. I had an all-girl team. You understand what I'm saying? This place right here where we taking the video, we used to call this Doobie Square. Doobie Square, before it turned into what it turned into, this was where all the people that's doing the right thing, dress or whatever, used to spend their leisure time right here. As a kid, I used to skate between here and there. Skate between here and there on my roller skates and everything. But this place right here is called Doobie Square. Doobie Square. You understand what I'm saying? But shit changed around when different elements came through. You understand what I'm saying? Different elements of Harlem. The last survivors of Harlem came through. You understand? The last survivors is here. You understand what I'm saying? The last survivors is here. And it changed from what it used to be. You Doobie Square. This big project building here, all that, I done went up in there. I used to be up in there. This project building right there. You know what I'm saying? I'm born down the block and everything. You understand? So this is what it is. This is what it is. You understand what I'm saying? I'm letting you know this stuff. I'm telling you about the old Harlem, what it was. Yeah, I'm at Grand Court right now. Everybody say this the Carter. You understand what I'm saying? Manny Van Peebles made the movie, and with Ice-T and all Wesley Snipes and all that. This is called Grand Court. When I was a kid, I used to ride my tricycle around inside here. I used to ride my tricycle. This was for the hierarchy of black people. You understand what I'm saying? You know, and this is where they made the movie with Ice-T. This is a major thing. Well-to-do black people, that's born in Harlem was living here. But anyway, here we go. This place here, this is the place. You understand what I'm saying? This is like a part of, you could say, is a bigger extension to Scrivener's Row. It's a bigger extension to Scrivener's Row. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you didn't have no money, you couldn't live in this building. If you wasn't somebody, you couldn't live in this building. My auntie lived on the first floor. Miss Mead. And they had marble floors, high ceilings. They cut up the buildings. They cut up the apartments. The apartments was huge. was huge. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people with notoriety live in this building. Look how big and beautiful the building was. You understand what the building is? You understand? So, but they cut up the apartments and make it more apartments. You understand what I'm saying? They took the originality out of Graham Court and put it on some stuff so they could make more money. In Graham Court, they got a parking garage in the basement that could hold over 100 cars. So the well-to-do black folks, they was doing their thing in here. This whole block is different. This whole block is totally different. You understand what I'm saying? And this block, hustling this block, whatever, had people that I grew up with in this block. This is 117th Street. For everybody know, 117th Street, this is where all the people used to hang out at. You understand what I'm saying? Feel me? Here, in Graham Court, this is the garage. See, no parking active here. This was the garage, right? And this is the garage. And right here, as a kid, I used to climb over these fences to get into 117th Street, or we used to play in the backyard as a kid, in the backyard, but a lot of things changed now. You used to come through the door right there from 116th Street to 117th Street, from 117th Street to 116th Street. You understand what I'm saying? So this is what it is. Okay, check this out. We in 116th Street, 8th Avenue between Manhattan and Nate. This block was back in the 70s, 71, everything. This block was the block where all the big time hustlers come out of. If you seen stuff on American Gangster, this is where they come out at. All the young people come out of this block. You understand what I'm saying? Gregor, Noel, you understand what I'm saying? You had Sarge out this block. You understand what I'm saying? Sarge hit him out this block. That's the dude who was bringing the stuff back for Frank Lucas. You understand what I'm saying? This is a very instrumental block to the game. Very instrumental to the block, to the game. What we getting to right now, this here gonna blow your mind. This here gonna show you what America is built on. This gonna show you some stuff you ain't never seen before, you never heard before. Some people heard about it, but I'm bringing it to you live and direct on the block. You understand what I'm saying? Right here, I'm gonna show you the hotel where the one and only, one of the Kennedy's sons, I forgot his name, one of the Kennedy's sons got busted over here. This building right here used to be a hotel. This used to be a hotel right here. This bar, this used to be a bar right here. Right now is my man Maurice restaurant. This used to be a big time bar. Now it's a restaurant. You understand? Now, this is where the Kennedy, one of the Kennedy sons or whatever, one of the Kennedys, y'all can look this up. Y'all can Google this about the Kennedy got busted with drugs and shooting drugs in the hotel up here. And they used to catch him, they used to see him, the white people used to see the Kennedy and tell him, you have to leave Harlem. Because the only thing what are you doing is this. This is what you're doing. You coming up here to buy drugs. You come up here to buy drugs. This whole strip, 8th Avenue, this where all the serious hustlers was at, getting a lot of money. Everybody was getting money. everybody was living. Everybody was living up here. Everybody was doing their thing before this got gentrified. You understand what I'm saying? All this block right here, niggas used to get major paper, man. Major. Doing their thing. Unfinished TC. That's where all another two of young niggas getting money in that block. You understand what I'm saying? This block used to be full up. This block used to be full up. You understand? With number of hustlers. Sunday morning hustlers. Sunday afternoon hustlers. 724 hustlers. We getting money. Major paper. Major paper. Major paper. And this block right here. This block right here. This is where I met Puffy father at. I met Puffy father on this block. He had two finger rings on his hand. One said Melvin, I don't know what the other one said, he was fly. You understand what I'm saying? He was fly, had his Cadillac out, doing his thing. You understand what I'm saying? And definitely, he was on this block. I met him right here in front of this bar. This bar, if I'm not mistaken, used to be Matt's bar. You understand what I'm saying? If I ain't mistaken, it was a bar right here. That's where all the major players used to hang out at. Major players used to hang out right here, right there. But now we coming up on Melba's. We coming up on Melba's restaurant. This is Melba's restaurant. You understand what I'm saying? This is Melba's restaurant. And, you know, I love Melba. Melba's my girl for real, for real. You understand? It ain't like, yo, I don't know. Nigga, I got Melba. I can text Melba anytime I want. You understand what I'm saying? So, this is Melba's restaurant. The reason why Melba bought this restaurant, y'all will never know. But I'm gonna tell y'all why Melba bought this restaurant. Melba bought this restaurant because she wanted a part of Harlem. Because right here was a major spot where all the hustlers were getting money. Here, this block here, 13th Street. It was a major spot where everybody was getting money. And Melba wanted a part of the block. This is the reason she bought this spot right here, in this area right here. But back in the day, way before all these people came to Harlem, all these other people came to Harlem or whatever, and integrated, this was a major spot where hustlers would get money. Melba bought this spot, you understand what I'm saying, to have a piece of the block. You understand what I'm saying? Big up, Melba. Melba, I'm here. Your boy is here. Your boy is here. Melba doing a lot of great things. Melba then gave a lot of people jobs. Melba is a dynamic woman. I love Melba to my heart. I love her, I love her, I love her, I love her. I can't stop loving Melba because Melba is so polite. She's not rude. She don't let that fame go to her head. Melba is my baby. I love her, I love her, I love her. Now check this out. I'm gonna show you how fly Melba is. Melba is, how fly she is. I've been in the restaurant business 15 years. Check this out. Check this out. She got an 8. She got an 8. Record this for my girl Melba. She got an 8. Her food is good. I done ate here many times. And when I first met Melba, I had a situation going on. Melba said, no problem. When I first met Melba, she said, no problem. She corrected the problem ASAP without no rap. Anytime I come in here, if Melba here, I tell them to call Melba, I get a discount. I'm Melba guy for real. That's why she bought this right here. You understand what I'm saying? Now across the street, I'm gonna tell you what happened to me across the street. You gonna laugh, man. You gonna laugh. You gonna laugh. Okay. Remember, I was talking about Walker Lee. Walker Lee, you know, that's Cody's girl, man. Walker Lee ran me off of this block right here. Said I couldn't do what I do up here. She ran me off the block. She pulled out on me and ran me from the block. So I had to go down there and see her husband. Have her husband straighten her out. Have her husband come up on the block and straighten her out. And right here, I remember I had a bag full of motherfucking quarters right? The police grabbed me because that's when it was hot, trying to clean up the drugs in the area. They grabbed me. They seen all the dope. They said, you got a gun on you? I said, nah. They let me go. I think it was the gun unit, the firearm unit. This block right here was a crazy money block. Niggas getting a lot of money in this motherfucking block. You understand what I'm saying? Omar and them niggas getting a lot of money on there. You understand what I'm saying? Good and plenty and all this old stupid shit. You understand? They getting money on this motherfucking block. You feel me? This what it is, man. This Harlem was the epitome of money getting people. It's the epitome of money getting people. Money getting people. If you was a bum, you couldn't come outside. You wasn't getting no girls. Nigga, the girls was outside, fly, looking good, got their high heels on. They was hustling like us. They was hustling, for real, for real. They was definitely hustling just like us, putting that work in. Like I told the girl who was writing my book yesterday, a lot of these women was responsible for a lot of these guys getting money because the girl was cool with the plug, how they say it now. We call it the connection. Was cool with the big boys, and then when they get on, they hustle and they think there's enough room to put their homies on the guys that they really like you. You understand what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't know. All you got to do is read the Bumpy Johnson and Madam Sinclair story. Madam Sinclair put Bumpy Johnson on. And when Doug Schultz was going crazy on Madam Sinclair because he wanted to take over the numbers, what they did, Bumpy got put in charge of everything. Madam Sinclair put Bumpy in charge of everything. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the whole situation. So now, I'm gonna show y'all right here. I was talking about my girl got drugged. The bar's right here. The bar was right here. You understand what I'm saying? She left her drink unattended, and the nigga dropped something in her drink. She drunk it, and she went crazy. This on 13th Street. This is 113th Street, right here. Down the block, I used to fuck with Spooky. Little Spooky was my partner. Fat Julius and them niggas, my partner. You know, Spooky let me hold, he had a Mustang. Spooky had a Mustang. I crashed the Mustang in Central Park. I was dipping it, I took it to 100 miles an hour, and I forgot, right? His brakes was messed up. His brakes was messed up on the car. It was one of the baby Mustang, and I lost control because the brakes wasn't working. But I crashed the car, but at that time, I had about 1,000 warrants on me. Every police in Harlem was looking for me. I had to run and leave his car. So, the outcome of me leaving his car, he came and hollered at me, boy, we talked about it, and someone buy your whole new car. So I made him wait for a while, and I gave him like 10,000. I gave him 10,000 to get a new car. Because back in them days in the 70s, you understand what I'm saying, cars wasn't that expensive, and you could buy a car right off the lot. So I hooked him up, I bought him another car and everything. You understand what I'm saying? I used to do that with my motorcycle all the time. When the police used to get to chasing me, I'd jump off and leave my motorcycle and go about my business. Go and buy another one. Go down there the next day, buy another one. You understand what I'm saying? This is the type of money we was getting. You understand what I'm saying? But at the same time, we wasn't using our mind. We wasn't using our minds. You understand what I'm saying? Because we could have took that money and bought real estate. We could have bought real estate. We could have bought everything, and we could have ownership of part of Harlem. That's what we wasn't thinking. See what I'm saying? We wanted to be fly, all that. It's all right to be fly. I'm not saying not to be fly, because Harlem dudes got that fly, extravagant, just debonair blood in them. We got that debonair blood in us, because we wanted to be fly. Listen, if you wasn't fly, you couldn't come outside. But you know the thing is, we needed to board up this real estate. Now, other people own real estate. They own real estate. We got to rent from them. Why not we having somebody rent from us? So we wasn't thinking on the right level. We had some Harlem dudes, right? Some Harlem dudes built up stores, own this, own that. Yeah, back in the days, back in 69, all that. The only one knew what they was going to do in Harlem was Dapper Dan. That's why Dapper Dan bought his brownstone. He got a diagram of that shit. Every time he do his events, he talk about that. They bought Harlem O.G. They bought all the real estate, put the real estate. Why not, if I own a store, why not own the building which the store is under? You understand what I'm saying? Put out money to all kind of real estate. So we got to start thinking on that type of level. We got in Harlem, you understand what I'm saying? We need to buy a store as soon as it go out of business. We need to buy that. You understand what I'm saying? This what we need to do. What we need to do is educate our kids, keep them in school. Because this shit being on the street, shooting them guns, that shit ain't about nothing, man. It's about education. Education. Once you get educated to understand, we could be a better race. We can do better things. The reason why they took segregation from us, for to really keep us working for them. Because when we was segregated, we had to work with ourselves. And we was doing a better job than we doing right now. We had more unity. We wasn't fighting with each other. We wasn't bickering with each other. You understand what I'm saying? But the main thing in life for these young dudes to do is read a book, educate themselves, go to school, get them degrees, get them paperwork. Because like a lot of times, when you go for a job, they ask for the paperwork. They don't ask some other people for no paperwork. They want to see your degree. They want to see your master's, your bachelor's, all that. You got that, you walk right in, and you can learn the same shit they learn. Because in school, they teach you how to work for someone else. You know what I'm saying? People need to read that book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, or Poor Dad, Rich Dad. I know it's Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You understand what I'm saying? That's what it is. And we definitely need to teach our young people, no matter what it is. Because one thing for sure and one thing for certain, you can't tell me I'm wrong. Knowledge is power.